Good morning. Welcome to Crafting with Miss Courtney. Happy Easter! And you're thinking, Miss Courtney, it's not Easter. Easter was months ago. And I know, but the thing is, we all of us at church, felt like rotten eggs when we couldn't have everyone here for Easter because of the pandemic. And I thought, God, there has to be a way that we can share Easter together. And I was being kind of patient about that, which is not easy for me to be patient about Christmas and Easter because we love those holidays so much. They're so important to our path with God and Jesus. But all of a sudden, I was really inspired by the Archbishop of Canterbury. And he is the sort of head of our Anglican Episcopal Church. And he's not that fancy. He's kind of normal. I always think of Episcopal priests are more like if we had to have an animal totem, it would be teddy bears. And what was so amazing, guess where he held his Easter service for everyone in the UK, for everyone around the world. He had it in his kitchen. And I just thought that was the greatest thing to see the head of the whole church coming from his kitchen. And that really inspired me. And so I thought, wow, that is the message. We ended up not being rotten eggs because we were patient and we let Jesus and God have time to develop what we were going to do with Easter. And that came to me, we need to make Easter every day. I mean, we do Easter up here. Look at Joni Clemmy's banners that we've made and Mona who sewed them all together. We have the most beautiful Easter. We have the Easter rabbit cupcake garden in the guild room. We send apple ministry bags out to everybody. It is a big deal here and everyone gets dressed up. But this year, pretty much everyone had Easter pretty much in their kitchen. And what do you do in your kitchen on a normal day? You either have cereal or you have eggs. So I really thought, let's look at Easter eggs again and see how we can make it every day. So this is what we did. Now, in the spirit of every day, Miss Courtney had grand plans to make you the most beautiful craft eggs for this. Didn't exactly happen because we are very busy feeding 500 families a week and looking after the men's shelter. So my eggs didn't turn out that nicely, but I have to be humble because that's what we talk about, being humble a lot. And they didn't come out so great. But then I thought, wow, they kind of look like they came from the sea, or they were summer colors. So that kind of made me really happy. So what we did is we decided, in the theme of every day, that you all could have an Easter egg hunt. And you'll probably say, well, why would we have an Easter egg hunt now? Because Easter is amazing, and it's the resurrection, and it's Jesus being everywhere in our hearts, being available to us every single day, not just on Christmas and not just on Easter. And sometimes we forget that. We get so excited for Christmas and Easter that we just move on the next day and we don't bring Jesus with us. And he'd like to come with us to school, lots of different places. So what we're doing now, I'm having a little COVID moment where I can't think. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the Easter eggs for your Easter egg hunt. Now they're not normal, as I said, but I think they turned out really well. So this is for the littles. So if you want to make your eggs, I tried doing it with crayon like they did on all the crafting sites. Newsflash, it doesn't really work. So I went with a paint pen. So for the littles, I'll give you the list, but you could help them write prayer because that's just central. And prayer is our superpower right now, to pray every day and to open ourselves up to letting God into our life and Jesus guiding us. And from prayer, we share, we care, There are a whole bunch of other words. They rhyme because it was just easier. But the issue here is that on the back of every egg is God. Everything comes from God. And so when you eat your eggs every morning, if you do, think about where that egg came from and the possibilities. And think about what every morning, even when you're not making these eggs, what word would be on that egg that you could use every day? God, something on the side. And then for the bigs, we got kind of sophisticated here. So on these eggs, prayer is central because there's a lot of stuff people are coping with. You don't know if you're going to go back to school. You don't know if you go back to school how that's going to look, right? So there's some doubt, there's some uncertainty, there's some anxiousness. But on the other side of all of doubt, God is on the other side. So that's really our job. On the other side of uncertainty, there's God. So when you feel a moment of uncertainty or anxiety, ask God, what am I to find in this? And then on the other side is God is in your Easter egg hunt. God's anywhere. He's everywhere. He's in solitaire when you're just sitting alone with him. He's in your caring. He's in your awareness. You're aware that God is behind everything, supporting you, right? And you now learn to nourish others with your knowledge that behind your care is God always, right? So behind anything, behind everything, even a thoroughfare where you're not quite there yet, wherever you're going, in the midst of just that time, you know that God is with you. So let me just show you this, Mr. Chris is being amazing. So what I did was, some people have fear, but the fact is, fear, if you look at the other side of the egg, and we'll just do this now, God is there. And that's your job now, to remember everything. God is behind and in everything, and look for him. Look for God everywhere. Make your own eggs, make your own words. In your kitchen, let it remind you that you can celebrate Easter every day, that Easter is all about the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and every day can be a resurrection. You can start your day over every day. You can help be kind to another friend so they can start their day over. You can actually start the world's day over by a prayer, by something inspiring that you do. So let's just now have a tradition called Everyday Easter. And every morning when you have eggs or you're praying, think of the resurrection and the possibilities of turning fear into God, turning uncertainty into God, getting the power through prayer to share and to care in situations that it might feel a little hard. And in the end, Mr. Chris is going to teach you my favorite song called Here I Am, God, because we're so used to, our Easter anthems, and this is sort of like an everyday song that really says, here I am, God, I'm here to work with you, I'm here to serve you. And in our typical sporty, spirited way, make your eggs, make them into golf balls, make them into tennis balls, put God on the other side. Just everything you do, remember God